Stop leaking energy to nonsense, because energy is one of the few resources you never fully get back. Time passes, money can be regained, opportunities can return, but the energy you waste reacting to meaningless things is gone the moment you spend it. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because their energy is constantly being drained by things that do not matter. Nonsense comes in many forms. Opinions from people who aren't building anything. Arguments that don't change outcomes. Drama disguised as importance. Distractions that feel urgent but lead nowhere. Emotional reactions to situations that will not matter in a week, a month, or a year. Every time you give these things your attention, you pay with focus, clarity, and momentum. Energy leakage is subtle. It doesn't feel like a big mistake in the moment. It feels like checking one comment, replaying one conversation, getting irritated by one inconvenience. But these small leaks add up. By the end of the day, you feel exhausted without having done anything meaningful. That exhaustion isn't from work. It's from wasted attention. Your mind was not designed to process everything it encounters. When you try to give equal weight to everything, you dilute your effectiveness. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every thought deserves analysis. Not every problem deserves emotional investment. Discernment is protection. Most nonsense survives because people feed it. Drama exists because it gets reactions. Distractions exist because they get attention. When you stop engaging, nonsense loses oxygen. The fastest way to weaken what doesn't matter is to starve it of your energy. Leaking energy often comes from ego. The need to be right, the need to be seen, the need to defend, the need to explain. Ego convinces you that every slight requires a response and every opinion requires correction. In reality, restraint preserves strength. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. Energy is direction sensitive. Where you place it determines what grows. If you place it on frustration, frustration expands. If you place it on comparison, insecurity grows. If you place it on progress, capability increases. Attention is not neutral. It always feeds something. Many people confuse being informed with being consumed. Knowing what's happening is different from emotionally absorbing everything that happens. Constant exposure to negativity, outrage, and noise conditions the mind to stay tense. That tension drains energy even when nothing productive is happening. Nonsense often disguises itself as importance. It feels urgent, it feels personal. It feels like something you must respond to immediately. That sense of urgency is rarely real. Pausing exposes how little impact most of these things actually have. Energy leaks heavily through rumination. Replaying conversations, imagining arguments, mentally correcting people who aren't present. None of this changes reality. It only keeps your nervous system activated and your focus divided. The mind confuses mental activity with progress, but nothing moves forward. When you stop leaking energy, your capacity increases without adding effort. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer drains. Removing distractions often creates more progress than adding tools. Boundaries are not just external. They are internal. You can't control what appears in your environment, but you can control what you engage with mentally. You decide what gets replayed. You decide what gets attention. This decision determines whether your energy is preserved or wasted. Not everything deserves an emotional response. Many situations are better handled with neutrality. Neutrality is underrated. It prevents escalation. It preserves clarity. It keeps you from being pulled into cycles that don't benefit you. Energy leaks through overexposure. Too much input, too many opinions, too many updates. The mind becomes cluttered. Clutter slows thinking. Slow thinking increases stress. Stress drains energy. Simplifying input restores focus. People who protect their energy often appear calm, not because life is easier for them, but because they are selective. They don't engage with everything. They don't react to everything. They choose carefully where to invest attention. Energy also leaks through comparison, watching others instead of building yourself, measuring progress against someone else's timeline. This comparison rarely inspires. It usually distracts or discourages. Energy spent comparing is energy not spent improving. Another major leak is unnecessary explanation. Trying to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Over-explaining rarely convinces, it usually weakens your position and drains your energy. Clarity does not require excess words. Nonsense thrives on emotional availability. When you are always accessible, always reacting, always responding, people and situations pull from you endlessly. When you limit access, energy stabilizes. Protecting energy does not mean disengaging from life. It means engaging with intention. You still care, you still work, you still show up, but you don't bleed attention into places that don't return value. When energy is conserved, focus sharpens. You think clearer. You act cleaner. Decisions require less effort. Momentum builds naturally because nothing is constantly interrupting it. Leaking energy keeps people busy but ineffective. Preserving energy keeps people effective even when busy. There is a difference between movement and progress. Energy discipline ensures movement leads somewhere. Your nervous system needs recovery. Constant engagement with nonsense keeps it activated. Over time, this creates fatigue, irritability, and burnout. Many people think they need rest when what they really need is fewer drains. Energy leaks through saying yes too often, agreeing to things that don't align with priorities, accepting obligations out of guilt or fear. Every unnecessary yes steals energy from something that matters more. Protecting energy requires saying no internally before you say it externally. No to engaging. No to reacting. No to entertaining thoughts that go nowhere. When you stop leaking energy, you gain control over your inner state. You are less reactive, less distracted, less exhausted. This control creates consistency. Consistency creates results. People often underestimate how much nonsense they tolerate daily. Once you become aware of it, you start cutting it out naturally. The mind feels lighter. Focus returns. Progress accelerates. Energy is meant to be invested, not spent impulsively. Invested in skill, invested in discipline, invested in growth. What you stop giving energy to eventually stops demanding it.